Hello, hello, hello. Hiya, how's it going? Oh yeah. I was gonna ask why I couldn't hear the game, but I don't think there is any music on the screen. Yeah, there it goes. Alright, so I know we just discussed in the Discord and no one else is here, so it doesn't really matter, but just for the sake of the VOD, I guess. It's supposed to be Luigi's Mansion Day, but my Joy-Cons were not fully connected to the Switch 2 and have not been charging. So you started the game before the end of the starting stream? Yep. I do occasionally do that. Usually... Because I used to not be able to do that because I was using my desktop audio to play the starting music. So if I launched any games, you would have been able to hear it. But now I've switched to using preset starting music that is built directly in OBS, so it doesn't pull in all of my regular desktop audio. Yeah. But yeah, so while those are charging, we'll give like probably up to an hour of library and then switch over. I think that's going to be the plan. Hopefully that's enough time for them to charge. Cool. I'm not sure how they died because I wasn't using them at all, but well. They are plugged in right now. They were not plugged in correctly before. Yeah, but that happens. I technically have a third-party Switch Pro controller knockoff. They were well plugged in before they lost charge over time. Yeah. Usually they're pretty good about retaining a charge for a while, even if they're not plugged in. Because they're not actively using that power for much until you press buttons on them. Alrighty. Anyway, it's not really that important. Yeah, I just geared up this team, right? Yeah, that sounds right. And the Super Slash team. And the Blunt team. And we still have some stuff on Malkuth's team. Gebra's first step needs Eugen's book if you want to try that. That's right. Yes. Yeah, that's the only one we've seen and haven't done. Yeah. That's true, we could go in and reattempt that one. The Shi Association. What are their resistances? I assume they're mostly resistant to slashing. No, only one of them... Sorry, never mind. Two of them resist slashing. Okay, so maybe don't use the slashing team on that. Blunt team is probably the play. Still. Do I need to do any gearing up changes with them? You're already maxed out on cost. Yeah. No, that's a good idea. Not that I don't think anyone else is following my Ruina playthrough and would miss out on things, but since it's not a full stream day, I think it kind of makes sense to do like a cleanup type thing like that this stream instead of advancing the main story. Giz has been lurking now and then, so who knows? That's true. You have a couple lurkers. I do have Blunt Dice Power +1. That would be really nice on this team, actually. Okay. So if I wanted to inherit that, I could remove that page. That one, so that frees up 4 slots, and then I inherit Emma's page. Let's do the power for the first scene is not all that good, yeah. Yeah, so I think just that, yeah. But I want to be using Emma's page directly, though. Would that be the smarter play? What am I using here? Not really anything. I should just swap to Emma's page, I think, for my main page here. For HOD. I think. Yeah. Because the only blunt effect there is the inflict 1 fragile, which I can inherit for 1 point. You haven't put a normal outfit as the visual would look like a circus tent. That is fun. We can do that on one of these as well. We just want to give them all Emma's page. There we go. And inherit all the blunt attributes. I think that's just a flat out better keep each of them. Alright. Successful blunt attack, deal 1 to 2 bonus damage to the target. That sounds good. I think Emma's page is normal slash because it could have been a horrible choice. Oh, yeah, right. I was not even thinking about that. I really need to pay more attention to that. That would have been bad. Yeah, Moo and Oinks are basically duplicates there. 1 damage plus 2. Punch to the solar plexus. Yeah, I want that. Okay. Is there anything else here? So that's it for blunt boosting effects, which gives us 3 points of extra cost. Fair enough. So it costs 3 then, and I can use to fill out that. Using top page with non-counter die, the die gains +2 power, and you use twice as many emotion points. I started the battle with 25% less HP, probably don't need to inherit that. Not necessarily. Not doing burn. Now I remember why we have the +2 power at the start. Use a page's original cost 3 or higher. All dice on that page gain +1 power. Do I have anything to do with that? So with this boost, when using a combat page with 1 non-counter die, the die gains +2 power and yields twice as many emotion points. Would that work for just like any of the blunt attacks that only have 1 hit? Am I understanding that correctly? That would be a non-counter die? That follows from the name too. I think that makes sense. There's a lot of blunt cards that only have 1 hit. Yeah. Alright, cool. Then we want basically the same thing here. She being assassins would also fit their theme, yeah. Yeah, on Moomoo's page. Both of those. 1 damage plus 2. And that also leaves me with 3 remaining points, and nothing particularly useful to spend them on, as expected. So I'll just do the same thing, Valentin's page. Lots of big 1-die hitters. Just bludgeon everything to death. You want to inherit that right away. Blunt. Let me be blunt. And then who's not using this? You're not. There we go. Okay. That's the key pages, and then they also probably want the same card loadouts. And we don't have any specifics here. Twice the emotion tokens from those is also great. Yeah, because that'll give us more light and cards faster. I can't use the ranged ones. That'd be nice. Can none of these have a single blunt? Let's also open it up to this tier. Yeah, something like that. Alright, this was when using a page's original cost 3 or higher, all dice on the gauge being +1 power. That means that binding arms here should be really potent. And the cost will keep decreasing, if I understand correctly. But still benefit from that boost. So we kind of want to go all in on that. And this one's also good. It doesn't get cheaper, but it's got a wider range. And then probably just want a bunch of 0-cost cards that will cycle cards in our hand, so we can get these faster. I need to not filter blunt. There we go. Well, blunt is nice. Now, this one's pretty generically useful. We'll use this one a lot. And then what's the one that lets you draw cards? That one is not as useful, I think. She also uses a lot of single dice cards, also going to wreck them with the paralysis. That's true. That's a good point. We're specifically countering them. Do we have anything with page draw that does blunt? Yes. Only one, though. Sure. Collect 1 fragile. Now it is on discard, that's true. Not on use. I really want to be doing blunt. So I guess we don't. No, we still need some page draw, I feel like, to make full use of binding arms. I guess we just had to pick something that's suboptimal. Stay Calm has a dice, but it's only when discarding the page, too. Yeah. Yeah, definitely building a discard deck around Binding Arms isn't a bad idea, but that's not what we're doing currently. Yeah. HP has a 25% or lower, restore 1 light. And does 1 less max damage. That'll be useful towards the end of the fight, so sure, why not? Most of your discard cards are going to be slash anyway, yeah. Definitely a deck you can build with that, but not this one. Alright, that leaves us with some 3s and a bunch of 0s. Maybe that's not the best plan. Let me think about this one. Let's see. Yeah, blunt only. Blunt only, no items, final destination. Like bleed. Cover HP. All dice user plays lose 2 power for the scene. That's unfortunate. Only 1 binding arms. Yeah. That's true. Yeah, and I don't know what's up with trash disposal. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, even with no filters. There's some gimmick with it that's not clear from the page. Alright. This feels very silly. But I guess we could try it. It doesn't hurt to... If it was as strong, so there's got to be a limitation or two, yeah. Alright. Yep, there we go. So basically, spam 3 cost, and then when we can't spam 3 costs, we spam 0 cost to cycle back to those 3 costs. We'll see if that works. And then we do have 1 extra person. Is there any gimmick that we can fill in here? It'd be kind of nice if there was more like support type builds. And there's some pages that are like, oh yeah, you give everyone 1 damage reduction for the round or whatever, but... I want to see your pages to see if it shows up. Yeah, we can do that. Oh yeah, it does. Okay. This is a sweeper exclusive page. It can only be used in the decks of sweepers key pages. Okay. Alright, I guess we build a sweeper then. That could be fun. Which one do I want though? What's the difference? Just damage resistance, it looks like. Yeah. That makes sense. Okay. And they don't have a third one. I just can't scroll to see. Oh, they do have a different hauler passive. For some reason, my eyes were not recognizing that difference. Recover 2 second resist on a successful attack. Recover 2 HP on a successful attack. Huh. I think stagger resist is probably more useful? Question mark. Also, it resists slashing, which is probably what we need here. Never mind. Let me not overthink it. Okay. So there we go then. What do we need here then? What? Just put both on the card. That's true. Actually, that's a good point. But let's see. So if our deck is focusing on trash disposal, the dice on the page gain on hit, recover 2 HP. So they definitely want vampire style HP recovery. If the natural die rolls a 3, recycle this die up to 6 times. So that is, there's no way to boost that. I don't think. So you can't make this more gimmicky, but we could boost the defensive properties maybe. And the piercing damage. Yeah. So let's see. Pierce. No? Oh, I'm looking at key pages. Wait. No, I am. Yeah. Huh? Surely I have some things that boost Pierce. Yeah, like that. And I'd spell it wrong. Why are there no results? Weird. Okay. Yeah. I'll inherit that, sure, why not? Hanafuda. Guess I could spend a bunch of cost to inherit a speed die. It's a little painful, but might be worthwhile. Yeah. None of the ones have speed. I don't think. Yeah. Supers don't have speed. See, we could build a discard deck, actually. To just try to get trash disposal over and over again. Could go in right there. No other boosts. I don't think we need that one. We do need the draw. Yeah, why not? Reading Advance is a good way to mess around, exactly. And then... there's just that one that affects draw. Okay. Got 2 more pages at the start of the act. Yeah, that is useful. Which is why someone else already has it. Okay, now it's showing Pierce boost. So Pierce die power +1 would be a 4 cost. That's a bit crazy. Oh, we can certainly... just didn't like the capital P, I guess so. That's weird, though. And Pamela and Pamelese. There we go. Yep, this feels a little bit dumb, but it's fine. We'll try it out. And then maximize page draw. And these are my only... no. Use draw one page, so it's these two. I'm boosting piercing, actually, so that's a good choice. Never get pages that can discard, that's a good point. Discard a page with the lowest cost. Discard this page. Discard all pages. Discard or DAC card, exactly. If 4+ pages are in hand, discard 4 random pages and boost the min value of offensive dice on this page by +3. It doesn't have any piercing on it. But obviously that is part of the discard deck. Like the art on the Zhang office cards, yeah. There's so much original art in this game, it's crazy to me. The problem is I usually want to discard... I don't know. I guess discarding low-cost pages does make sense. Sure, we'll grab one of those. They mentioned that there's a lot of original art, and I look at the cards on the screen, two of them have the same. Well, the rest of them don't, which is impressive. And they're all like scenes, not abstract icons or anything. That's some weak piercing, but very weak. Star 2 light is nice. I guess we'll do that. Sure. Why not? So I got ones that discard a page, gain light. Ones that draw a page when you use them. Draw a page. Discard 4 random pages. So general invitation also makes us less efforts into it. Yeah. I can afford to do some duplicates. Alright. Let's try this. And this time we need to take out everyone except for the leader right away. Yep, Hod's team. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. 3525. Deal 5 damage to stealth. All cards gain plus 1 power. Okay, but have you considered binding arms? I don't think you have. And we do have trash disposal right off the bat. You know, Hod 2 seconds since someone cosplaying as a sweeper, yep. Naturally. You have very high consistency here. Second card to the clash. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. What could go wrong? Alright. Yep. Do that. Do that. Oh, quick mode's on, that's why. Can't keep track of what's going on. Alright, there should be an icon to switch to it when the cursor's on the receiving end. I'll have to take a look. We only got one hit with trash disposal. That's a shame. Yeah, I'm sure it tells you when you do it. I just wasn't paying attention. No binding arms. Oh, there's two possible clashes. Remember not seeing it for a while. That makes sense. Okay. Restore 2 light, sounds good to me. Nice, one down already. Odds not looking good though. I just don't have the brain capacity to actually do Shy Looks gimmick properly. So I keep skipping that one. Okay. Technically, if I play this card, we would not have 4 cards in hand, I think. Yeah, it is really strong. It's just gonna dominate everything. We'll ignore you for now. Ba-ba-dum. Ba-da-ba-da-bum-bum-bum-bum-bum. And then you guys focus on countering this. Not that you really have any good cards for that. 4/7, 3/6, 3/7. I can potentially block one of these with this. That's what I got. Yep. Three HP. Come on. Didn't even see that one die. There we go. Odd's kind of injured, but everyone else is fine. Hey, what's going on with them? It says they're at 0, but their health bar is still there. That seems like a bug. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Ba-dum, ba-dum. I was gonna steal it. Forgot about that. Everyone rolled 5s this time. Since someone on your side do the same thing, yeah. Trash disposal. It's fine. Everything's fine. Someone's got to take the hit. Or not. Or just kill them first. Okay, so far so good. Ooh. I need to wake up. Come on. Okay, and we are not taking out Eugen right away, because we need the book. Binding Arms barely beats Extreme Edge, probably. Ba-dum, ba-dum. We're going to be mostly starved for light right off the bat. That's unfortunate. Whew, a lot of targets. Okay. Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm trading damage. Okay, can I redirect any of these? No, not really. Okay. Good luck. Oh. Here's how the one. Trash disposal beats that. Alright, and then who do we want to burst down first? Probably one of the 2 dice. People here. Eh, 2 hits. Project Moon and their coin flips. Ouch. It is a dice roll, but with a 50% chance, which is equivalent to a coin flip. None of us are really using slash dice, so we'll do that one. Those are the other 2 games. True. Yeah, currently I only have a 20% chance of getting the Book of Yujin. That is an 11 on that speed die. Thank you, Tenma. Thankfully, it's a weak card. Oh, I should have drawn a card there. It's fine. You're gonna draw some cards, though. I need to take some clashes on Yujin and get her some motion points. Alright. Yeah, that's fine. Forgot that's how that worked. I was like, oh, she's almost dead, right? Because that's her gimmick. She is mostly undamaged. She's almost dead and still has more HP than me, exactly. Alright, Valentin's down. We can do the super discard. Any of these weak? Yeah. Here, try to dodge Boundary of Death, see what happens. You just need to hit you like once and you're down. I don't know how to do it. Yep. Ah, dang. Unlucky. Xer's down. Welp. Bye. Boundary of Death, boundaried in Death. Well, Boundary of Death, let's go, yep. Unfortunately. Okay. We do have a 100% chance of copies now. That's what we were looking for. As long as we survive. Yep. Let's go gambling. Alright, 2 of us are about to die, but it's fine. Not even targeting the staggered person at 3 HP. Bold strategy. Book of Eugen obtained, alright. GG. Sweeper build was not that impressive, but still, I'll take it. Yeah, but that opens up Gebra's Anomaly. We have time, we're at 43 minutes in. So we can probably do like one more fight. Nice trying at least, yeah. Alright, speed 2. Speed dice set plus 2, which is pretty good. Start too light upon using a page whose original cost 4 or higher. Speed die becomes unavailable. Start seeing respond to a one-sided dock with a block dice. All dice gain plus 4 power, all dice lose 3 power. Yeah, pretty good key page. Just a bit. Alright, do we have anyone that we want to give that key page to? Do you want to swap out this build here? Who else is doing the Eugen squad? That's Ned Zach's team. Alright, but he's got the bamboo hat. Ploy, he's good. So sure. You have any damage type specific benefits? Not really, no. You just like expensive cards. Okay. So what do you want then? I don't know. I think I also like expensive cards, it's true. I guess we can look at cards first and then figure out what passes we want for them. Of course, Boundary of Death. I mean, why not? And it's a shame that we have to have a full 9-card deck. So I would totally gamble on Boundary of Death over and over again. As basically, anytime we play 4-card, we get a 2 light refund. So as long as we play it right, it's pretty close to a 2 cost. If we just did that, it'd be very silly. Okay, realistically, ink over is probably not actually as good as tailoring, I think. And also inflicts bleed, but only once. Keep it later with the gimmick of being able to have E4 decks equipped. To have 4 decks equipped. I see. Took me a second to read that. That's fun. Yeah, because I think we want to... Well, it does have the defensive dice, which is helpful. I don't know. They have like massive bleed either way. As an affinity that is boosted into light can be used to switch witches and use each turn. That's fun. Sounds complicated though. Honestly, I probably don't want that many 4-cost cards, even if they do have a discount. Maybe we do like that. And then everything else goes into light and card generation. And Clash One restores light, that's fun. Yeah, so only get 2 light specs. You want other stuff in there, yeah, exactly. Definitely feel like a bleed build is good here. Probably slash focused. Restore 2 light for a 1 cost. That's pretty useful. And it still counts as an attack. So as long as I'm not completely dead on light, that gives me something to do. Yeah. I think that works. And some 0-cost card draws in case my hand is running low. Something like that. That makes sense, I think. And then we want all the bleed passives. So slash attack, inflict 1 bleed. Inflicting bleed with combat pages, apply 1 additional stack. That's the one I was looking for. +1 damage against enemies with bleed. I mean, that's going to be pretty easy. Have anything better? Sure, I'll just throw that in there. And then something that boosts slash, probably. Because most of those cards are slash. I'm already using all the slash passes, probably. Slash stagger +1. Slash +1. Yeah, pretty sure all of these are already spoken for by other teams. I sure can boost slash stagger by 1, which I guess is not nothing. Okay. Sure. I got 3 costs left. Do I have any... Three cost abilities that aren't slashing related that would be good? Or discards a page, draw one page at the start of the next scene. Three strength and no allies are present. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Once I gain 1 strength. Could regain HP. Only 2 HP per turn though, it's not going to make much of a difference. Oh, you know what? Corpse cleanup would be interesting on Eugen's page. So that's 5% of max HP. Oh, max 12 HP still. That's a fair bit. That's why it's so expensive. Yeah, like $30 today to go back to max. Well, we don't have to go back to max. But it being based on percentage of HP, and we've got a ridiculously high max HP, is nice. I don't know. I think it could add up. Definitely a lot more than the other healing abilities. You can try it. We'll do like 1 attempt at the... Well, I'd have to get Gebra's team, never mind. We'll just leave it there, I think. Steal keep ages. Yeah, that is probably the play. Yeah, Russ is the best floor theme. I do want to play Luigi's Mansion today. That's fair. I'll give it 1 attempt. What do I want here? I guess we don't even know what the Abno looks like to know what damage types or whatever we need to bring in here. Unless let's borrow the Emma squad from Hod. Now we'll give it a try. I'm being a coward. And I do want to fix your appearance, though. Or the language... Yeah. Cool. Alright. Little Red Riding Hood Mercenary, oh yeah. Give her a peon's outfit. That's fine. I forgot those are separate. Anything else there at the bottom? Patron of language, there we go. Let's find out. The Wolf and Her Nightmares. Be nice +2. Use Howl every 3/14s, targeting all characters. That do be the fight you're thinking of, oh boy. And she falls to 50% or lower, gain a speed die, and use Howl every scene. Oh, and she's over here. She's on our side, currently. That's fun. She's on your side until you kill the wolf. You have to let her end it. That makes sense. So we have to get the wolf low, but not actually kill it ourselves. Why am I rolling for the wolf here? That feels backwards. I guess they had to pick one of the two. And as a counter die. Four eight, 4-8, 4-8. Inflict tons of bleed. You're not allowed to inflict bleed, that's my gimmick. Mercenary has their own passes? Alright. The battle is won if the mercenary finishes off the wolf. If the battle is lost, the mercenary dies before the wolf does. You strike without hesitation every 2-3 scenes, targeting all characters. Rage meter is held into a state of rage. The rage meter rises upon taking damage from the wolf and increases upon dealing damage to the wolf. As redder as the rage meter fills, last 2 scenes, gain +2 strength each scene, and use mass attack pages. So if she rages enough, she starts attacking everyone. Is that my understanding there? Barbarian lands a killing blow on the wolf. The abnormality enters a fury with no outlet state and gains additional max HP and stagger resist. Afterwards recovers 50% of max HP and fully recovers stagger resist. Fury no outlet permanently persists. Gains +5 strength and haste DC and use mass attack pages. And 3 other passives that aren't listed. Terrifying. So I guess actually I want to be stealing the wolf's attacks. So she doesn't take damage from him. So that builds up her rage. I noticed the last one, your first try, imagine your horror when she turned against you and absolutely destroyed you. Makes sense. Alright, yeah, now she's mass attacking. Rude. Trying to help you here. Yeah. And they're still breaking through the defense dice in some cases, though. High damage hits are paying off. That's a mass attack. And redirect this one, though. There we go. Howl. Not dead yet, though. Nice dodge. Nice, nice. Woo! So many dice. Yeah, now we're at the stage where you just howl every turn. Very rude. Can't tell where you're targeting those other attacks. They're not all mass attacks, are they? I don't say so. Huh. Yeah. There's too many overlapping arrows, it's confusing me. And Gebra's stunned. But it's low. We just need to make sure not to accidentally kill it ourselves. But we still got another turn or two where we have to worry about that. Two people staggered this turn. Less than ideal. And I'm out of light. Yeah, so she's just gonna take a bunch of damage this turn and probably rage. Go, people are back up. Gebra's 10 HP, but is not dead yet. But we're about to take mass damage from Riding Hood. Okay, very cool. An HP and a dream. It will not survive 2 mass attacks this turn. Yep. Yeah, I know, we just wiped. Technically 9 HP more than she needs, unfortunately. You have to do a mass attack here? There's literally nothing I can do. Dead. Alright, she just wins this without us. We still win, right? No. Ah, okay, yeah, that one's annoying. That one's really annoying. Okay. Well, that's a good stop point then, because I'm not mentally prepared to think through that one. Would have won if she finished it there. That would have been cool. He still had way too much HP for that. Next time I'll need to come in and I'll need to actually pay attention to his damage resistances. Is he just immune to everything? And he just resists everything, and he's immune to stagger. At least currently. Okay. Yeah. And I know you do a lot of piercing because you do bullets. So, piercing resistance wouldn't be a bad idea, but... I guess go all in on damage instead of stagger. Not that we're really all in on stagger to begin with. Okay, yeah, let's switch things over. I need to end the YouTube stream and then restart it. It's a whole thing.